Greetings, travelers of Skyrim. MrSupremacy here, bringing you just a bit of a talk on how I'm finding Skyrim so far. I've sunk in, I don't know how many hours I've sunk in yet. It feels like forever. I think on Steam it's like 10 hours or something like that. I've no idea how those 10 hours happened because yeah, what I've done is, right, so when I started playing the game, I got just, my imagination just got overwhelmed with the character screen, and I was like, oh my god, what am I going to be, what am I going to theme my character as? So I ended up, for a bit, I played a bit of a Nord kind of archer, warrior kind of character, and then I started this character, which is sort of like a, I don't know, kind of like a Gandalf the Grey sort of figure. He's gonna have a staff and a sword and whatnot, and yeah, so I was sort of for a bit playing two separate characters at once, and I just wanted to try them out, and then one of my characters, he had funny arms, so I actually remade him with buffer arms because those arms were just not up to standard at all. So yeah, I'm not necessarily the person that can just go, oh, stuff it, oh, you know, you don't even see it, it's first person, don't worry about it, mate, and you know, just go on with the game and whatever. Everything needs to be pretty and nice and how I imagine it in my mind, and yeah, I'm exaggerating, but in a way I'm not. So yeah, Skyrim, it's pretty good so far. I haven't delved too much into the Elder Scrolls series to go, oh yes, it's Morrowind, but from what the little I have played of both games, and what I mean, I've read some stuff, and they've said that what they were really going for with Skyrim was combining sort of the mystery and the exploration value of Morrowind with the combat system of Oblivion, and then just sort of plus 10 on that. And so far, I think they're nailing it so far. Definitely, it's really good. I'm sort of like a little bit skeptical yet. I'm still haven't experienced yet this whole feeling of just exploring aimlessly and coming across dungeons and random quests and stuff, but I'm already experiencing this sort of sense of exploration. Like when I just got out into Skyrim with Rayloff, I noticed a bunny, like a rabbit, ran out in front of me. I was like, oh, there's a rabbit. So I got my bow out and I just started chasing it around the place. I was just like, whoa, I'm digging this world. This is great. It was just, you know, boulders and sky, and the rabbit was running along, and then I found a pack of deers. I'm like, oh no, screw the rabbit, I want to get a deer. And I just got led to all these places just from chasing this one thing. And it was just like my mind just kind of came to my senses and was like, whoa, hang on, I'm supposed to be doing a main quest here. And I think that's sort of what the game's trying to get at. It's like there's just so much side stuff that you can do in this game, and you have so much choice that and I think that's why there's just so much hype around this kind of game, because that's something that a lot of gamers would really value, just having the ability to just do whatever you want, and in this sort of non-linear environment, and have this kind of game where you can do this, but with this really great sort of immersive storyline that you can follow, and that you can yeah, and it sort of gives also this whole thing of non-linear experiencing and the freedom to choose whatever you want with your character. It kind of gives you a lot to sort of share with your friends, and you've got that whole kind of, that sort of aspect, like, oh, what are you gonna be? Yeah, which there's a lot of that amongst my friends, and yeah, so I haven't told you much about my character yet, besides I want him to be Gandalf. So he's a Breton, and I'm sort of specialising in the Conjuration and the Destruction schools of magic. Mainly Conjuration because I like the whole idea of summoning things. Like, I don't want to be a necromancer, so I just summon my spirit wolf here conveniently. I don't want to be like I'm a necromancer, like, because that's just a little bit too dark for me. Like, I don't think Gandalf would Gandalf summon dead people. Who knows? Don't think he would though. But I do like this whole thing of being able to spawn a sword or a bow in your hands or whatever, which is one of the things that really twigged me making sort of a mage character, because he can be like this magical warrior, you know. So yeah, so here I've got in one hand like a ward spell and in the other hand a lightning spell. The ward spell was new and it didn't really work. I was sort of trying to use it as a means to reflect the fire, but instead it just drained all my magicka. I knew paying an extra couple hundred gold meant that it would have costed way more magicka, and I should have paid attention to that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's the other thing about it. It's just if I make a mistake, the majority of the time I actually do go back to save, but there is that whole thing of it's like, you know, you can just go back. It's a case of time. You've got plenty of... I just feel like there's just so much space to move around. There's plenty of time to do things. And, yeah. So, that's my day one, day one of Skyrim. And, curious to know how your first days of Skyrim are going. And, you should actually... I don't normally do these things, but post in like the comments or something, sort of how Skyrim's going for you, and I'm interested to hear sort of what sort of end of the stick you're on in terms of sort of class and this whole thing of non-linear sort of freedom to do whatever you want. Yeah. So yeah, as I'm making this, actually I went on the Steam statistics thing. As I'm making this, there's currently 171,744 people playing Skyrim. That's a pretty big figure, and well done to Bethesda for that. Thing is though, that kind of seems... there's just this thing in the back of my mind that kind of it seems small. This feels like a game where literally like 5 million copies would have sold on the first day. There isn't actually a number out yet as to how many they've sold, but I'm pretty sure it's in the millions. And 171,744 just doesn't seem like yeah. Anyway, well, that's the end of the footage. I've ran out of time, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye now. I'm sure you've enjoyed my ramblings about my first day of Skyrim, aimlessly about just random things, but I had fun. You should say you had fun as well in the comments, because it'll make me happy, and subscribe to my videos because they're just gonna get better and better. Anyway, till next time, yeah, just get back to playing Skyrim. Go.